Molly. We're going to do some core work on the floor for this workout. So what I'm going to have you do is grab a bath towel, a dish towel. I'm going to use a sweatshirt. And you'll also need either a mat or some kind of level, comfortable, supportive surface, because we're going to do everything on the mat. So I'm just going to fold this over and then fold it a couple more times so it's like a small pillow. We're going to use it as a bolster. So we're going to work through some exercises. We'll do each exercise for about a minute each, and then we'll have about 10 seconds of rest / instruction in between. Grab some water, have it close by, and we'll get started. All right, so the first thing you want to do is come down to the mat. You're going to lie on your back, and you're going to lift your tailbone up and place that bolster right underneath your tailbone. Now keep your feet reaching towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and rest your hands by your sides. Now bend your knees so that your shins are as if they were resting on a tabletop. Now I want you to feel your core engage, and your spine will feel like it's starting to sink towards the ground. Keep that natural curve of your spine and just feel the muscles engage all the way around. Relax through your neck, and we're just going to take one heel to tap the floor and the other. Good. So I want you to focus on your pelvis staying really still as your legs drop and lift back up to that tabletop position. And keep breathing. Now let's stay on the right. Now, to lower the intensity a little bit, point your toes, and to increase it, you flex your foot. You'll start to feel this engage through the top of the leg as well. Focus on that core staying really nice and tight throughout the entire movement. Inhale as you drop down, exhale as you bring it back up. Last one on this side, other leg drops down to the top. And hopefully you should be feeling that the lift of your tailbone on that bolster is helping you to engage your core and keep your upper body relaxed. Keep breathing. Let's do 2 more. Last one. All right, now reach your feet towards the ceiling. Your legs do not have to be straight, whatever is most comfortable for the tightness of your hamstrings. Some of us are more flexible than others. It doesn't make any difference to the amount of work. So squeeze that core really tight, and then you're going to drop one heel towards the floor and bring it back up. Good. And then as you get a feel for the movement, your legs can pass each other on the way up and down. So remember, the neck and the head are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, your pelvis is staying completely still, and your core is staying engaged. So that belly button is pressing down towards the spine. If you start to feel some discomfort in your back, don't drop your leg quite as low towards the ground. Okay, last one, each direction. Bring those feet straight up. Now I want you to hold your heels right over your hips. Keep that core engaged. Hands by your sides, and all you're going to do is point your toes, point the shins, and it's like you can stand on the ceiling. Good. Point and flex. So a little bit of added bonus here. You get some good work through your ankles and your feet. They often get neglected. So if you continue to really focus on flexing and pointing through your feet, you're going to start to feel your legs engage, both the backs and the front. All right, let's move the work into our inner and outer thighs a little bit as we continue to keep our core engaged. I want you to point your toes, open your legs out as far as feels comfortable. Hold there, flex, bring them back in. Point, separate, flex, together. Good. Point, separate, flex, together. Now increase the work here by imagining you're resisting both ways. So as you bring your legs together, imagine that you're actually trying to resist somebody opening them up, and vice versa the other way. Keep breathing. I don't know about you, but now I'm really feeling it in my ankles. People don't realize how important ankle strength is and ankle mobility is for our balance. But it would do us all a little bit of good to work on them a little bit more. Last one, squeeze together. And then bend your knees, relax through your feet. You might want to draw a couple circles with your toes one way and then the other. Just shake it out. So you're back to tabletop. Lift your booty up. Bring that bolster underneath your head, just like it were a pillow. And then you might want to lift your upper back and bring your shoulder blades together a little bit so that you can open across the chest and relax your hands down. So we're back in the tabletop position. And this time, you're going to squeeze your core as tight as you can. And as you push your belly button towards your spine, and think about these muscles wrapping all the way around. Good. And then you're going to take your hands, thumbs towards the ceiling, and reach your palms past your thighs. Now, without letting your back arch or your ribs stick out, take your thumbs and reach your arms overhead as much as you can, keeping that core nice and tight. And then big exhale, reach your fingertips past your thighs. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, reach past those thighs. Inhale, reach overhead. Pelvis stays completely still. We're holding that core nice and tight. Exhale, reach past. Inhale, up overhead. You might feel a nice stretch in your shoulders here. Exhale, reach past. All right, this time we're going to inhale, hands overhead or somewhere towards it. And as you exhale, chin comes towards the chest and upper back and shoulders reach up. You really feel that in your core, don't you? All right, now as you relax back down, keep that core tight. Head rests on the bolster, hands overhead. Don't let those ribs flare out. Keep it all tucked in nice and tight. Good. Exhale, reach past. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, reach past. Inhale, big breath through your nose. Keep that spine pressing towards the floor. up and past. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Now if this is enough for you, keep doing this motion. You can alternate one foot tapping as your hands go overhead. Or, if you want a big challenge, here's what you're going to do. As the hands go away, the feet go towards the floor. Keeping that core just as engaged as it has been the whole time. Really big exhale. Bring those legs to tabletop and reach those fingertips past the thighs. So you inhale, drop towards the floor. You might only get here with the integrity of that core. That's great. I want you to keep good form. Exhale, reach past. Inhale, try to release any tension in your neck. Exhale, reach past. Inhale, lower down. Stop where you need to. Avoid that exaggerated arch in the spine. Exhale, reach past. Let's do 3 more. Give it all you got. Squeeze that core as tight as you can. 2 more. This is where it counts. This is where the work sets in. You got it. Oh, last one. Let's bring it up and hold. Relax those shoulders. Take that chin to a comfortable spot so the neck is relaxed. And then squeeze the knees in towards the chest and shake it out. Good. All right. Let's let the upper body rest again. Hands by your sides. Take your feet up. And now throughout this entire movement, you're going to keep the insides of your feet together. Good. So that instep is going to stay towards each other. You're going to press your belly button towards your spine. Think about all those muscles wrapping around and then pressing down. Relax through your shoulders, relax through your neck. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up your knees so the bottoms of your feet will start to come together so you're like a frog position. And I want your knees to stay over your hips rather than coming in and lifting your booty up. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to straighten your legs and push them away, maybe at a 45-degree angle. Good. Inhale, froggy. Exhale, push it away. Good. Inhale. Squeeze those feet together. You might feel a nice stretch in your inner thighs and your hips here. Just another added bonus. So I want you to stay here if this is good for you. If you want a little bit more, lift your hands right above your belly button, hands clasped together. And as you open towards that froggy, you're going to take your hands and thread it through. Good, and then as you inhale, just bring your hands towards your chest in a prayer position. Exhale, lift, and point right through that butterfly position. Big exhale as you hit that froggy. Inhale as you reach long. Any discomfort in the back here, take it down a level. Good. Now as you've gotten comfortable with it, on the extension, your heels can come a little bit closer towards the ground. Good. Exhale into the frog. Inhale, reach long. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Oh man. All right. Rest your feet down. And then take your legs out long. Take your hands overhead. And now let your back arch off the floor so you can get a nice big opening through the front of the body. You might even feel like your booty wants to wiggle down a little bit as you create space through your body. Reach as far as you can through your fingertips and out through your heels. And feel like you're gaining little inches all the way down your body as you grow longer. Breathe into your chest and feel your chest come a little bit closer towards your chin as you expand. And then big, big So my heels come out a little bit, but they're still in line with my hip bones. And then you're going to tuck your shoulder blades underneath you so your chest is nice and open. And this time you're going to consciously take your chin away from your chest, relax your shoulders down into the mat, and then start to press into both the heels and the balls of the feet as you start to squeeze through your backside and lift your hips up. So remember, your chin is away from your chest here, and as you lift up, your chest will come towards your chin. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, pressing into the feet, lower down. We're just going to take it nice and slow here, making sure we've got good form. Really tighten through that backside so you get some work into the glutes and hamstrings. All right, this time as you lift up, I want you to think of pressing your shins away so you get a lot of length at the backside of that body. Good. We spend so much time shortening our bodies, whether we're driving, on the computer, leaning over to check our phones, eating, sitting down at a desk. So in our workouts, we want to focus on lengthening, incorporating those movements we don't get enough of in our everyday life. All right. Now I want you to lift up as high as you can. Feel that. And then bring your booty down just so you're hovering above the mat. Feel that. And then come somewhere in between. So think about your hip bones being flat across the top. So this space right at the points of your hips and right at the tops side to side again. Whew. All right, you've got one more exercise, and form has been important this whole time, but I want you to really listen and really pay attention, because it's probably something we haven't done in class before if you've been in class with me. So we're going to come into that bridge again, but our feet are going to be a little wider. So just outside of the hip bones. Good. I'm not talking spread eagle or anything like that. Your toes can point towards each other if that feels good for your knees and your ankles. Chin away from chest. Shoulder blades shimmying underneath you. Chest open. All right, again, you're only going to come to that spot where you can engage through the backside, and you could almost rest a plate on top of the hips. Yeah, press those shins away so you get the length. Okay, now if you have that plate on top of your hips, don't spill anything on that plate as you take both hips to the right and both hips to the left. And what I want you to feel is one side of your torso extending and growing longer through the back. Good, and then the same thing happens on the opposite side as your hips go the opposite direction. Remember, your pelvis is still, you're not spilling anything on that plate. You're just shifting both hips one direction. That core stays tight, belly button toward the spine, chest open. Relax through the neck. Good. So as I go over to the left, I feel a nice lengthening through my left side, especially around the spine. Good, and then other side. Let's do one more each direction. All right, press those hips up one more time. Big inhale, so your chin and chest come a little closer. Relax down nice and slow. Good, let your knees fall from side to side. Good, all right, so we'll move into the cool down now. All right, so go ahead and roll over onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Take your knees right underneath your hips. And as you inhale, you're going to drop your belly button down. You're going to open across your collarbones and press your tailbone back as you press your collarbones forward. And you might even want to look up with your eye gaze. Get that nice stretch through the front of the body. Good. And then turn your inner arms forward to relax through your shoulders. And then big exhale, push the ground away with your knees, the tops of your feet, and your palms. Round through your back, touch your chin in towards your chest. And feel a nice lengthening through the back of the body. Good, so inhale, nice and long through the front of the body. Reach that heart forward. Big exhale, round and push the ground away. Nice big inhale, lengthen through the front of the body. Think about taking those shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Exhale, round, squeeze that belly button in. Good. And then you're going to take your big toes together, knees as far apart as feels good for your hips and your knees. And then you're going to gently start to press your hips back towards your heels. And if they don't want to rest on your heels, you can use that bolster and set it right on top of your heels. Walk your fingertips forward. Take your shoulder blades into your back pockets and then rest everything down towards the ground. Breathe deeply here. Tuck that belly button in and up. Good. You want to avoid letting your belly just like sag down towards the ground. Good. After all that work you did, Want to keep the core nice and engaged. Walk both fingertips over to one side. Press the hips to the opposite heel and melt everything down again, continuing to breathe. Lift your head up. Walk your hands all the way over to the other side. Hips go to the opposite heel and melt everything down. Good. Bring your hands forward. And then set your forearms in front of you. And then you're going to wiggle your legs back a little bit. So you can lie down onto your belly almost, and your elbows are going to be a little bit in front of your shoulders and a little bit outside of your shoulders. Palms are flat. Press those palms into the ground and then press the tops of the feet into the ground. Think about zipping up through your inner thighs and pressing your pelvis forward a little bit. And then with your forearms, you're going to lift up. Open across the collarbones, relax your shoulders down, and then think about pulling your heart forward and up. Good. Lengthening your toes back behind you. Feeling that nice opening through the chest, into the upper abs. Now keep pressing the floor away from you with your forearms, shoulders down your back, and then just take your chin and jut it forward a little bit, and take your chin and place it over one shoulder. Maybe try and look towards that heel, and then look over the other shoulder. Look forward, take your chin towards your chest, and then let the tops of your shoulders come towards your ears. And that should feel like a nice release for the upper back. Good. Now one hand at a time, replace your palm underneath your shoulder and press the ground away. Have a seat. Cross one leg in front of the other. Big inhale up to the top. And then root down through your sitting bones. One hand by your side, the other hand reaches up and over. Try to keep your shoulders stacked on top of each other, and this top shoulder relaxes down away from your ear. Good. If it feels good, you can turn and look up, or you can drop this ear towards the shoulder to get a nice stretch through your neck. Continuing to breathe. Inhale, both hands come up. Big inhale. Good. Exhale over to the other side. Stretch through the obliques. You'll feel it into the top of the hip. Good. Shoulders stacked on top of each other. Top shoulder relaxed down. Hip pressing into the mat. You can turn and look up, or you can drop that ear to the shoulder. Inhale up nice and tall. Reach. Exhale, relax down. Great job, guys.